No matter what we do, everyone in this room, and in fact, whatever Canada does, Bitcoin doesn't give a shit. And there's 650 million people that have already adopted Bitcoin on the planet. It already has the network effect, and it's just growing and growing and growing, and it's going to bypass every single country. It'd be the equivalent of, like North Korea trying to shut down the internet. No, you can't use it. Great, no one gives a shit. All that happens is North Korea is a backwater, right?
我们现在已经开到了 UBC 的大学啊，这边靠着海边啊，整个大学就是依海而建，非常漂亮。UBC 啊是加拿大数一数二的大学，但我觉得它是排第2的啊，因为在我心中排第1的肯定是我的母校多大 U of T。很多人说 UBC 第1啊，但我觉得它是西海岸第1 ，West Coast number 1。
We're gonna, like, Bitcoin's gonna eat their lunch. That's why they're fighting it. Okay, and so they're resisting. And I actually find it very hypocritical of the banks. So if anyone's ever tried to transfer money from their bank to an exchange, the first thing that probably comes up is the transfer gets frozen, and then you have someone from compliance or the fraud department. Yeah, you get everyone. How many people have experienced that? Yeah, okay. And then they go out of their way to say, do you really want to do this? It's super risky, it's a scam, Bitcoin's all about fraud, organized crime, bad for the environment. You are too dumb to understand what you want to do with your money planet. How many people have experienced that? Okay. The reason that's happening is they're actually blowing up their system. The banks don't work, and it's clunky, and you're eating into the profit margins. That's it. Now, what I find hypocritical, and I only learned this a couple of weeks ago, is those same banks that will tell you why you can't. So, by the way, we have a lot of friends that work at banks, and we like them. And, okay, so and sorry if this is getting streamed. I'm sorry. I hope my mortgage doesn't get sort of taken away from me and stuff. But here's the reality. I'll give you data. So, Bank of Montreal, they say don't do it. They have $139 million in Bitcoin, not for their clients, for themselves. HSBC, well now RBC, they bought them $6 million. Raymond James has a few million bucks in there as well. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, it literally says Bitcoin is a scam and shit. They have 1.35 billion US of their own money, not their clients, their own money in Bitcoin. They're front running. That's all they're doing. And if you guys don't know what front running is, has anybody watched The Big Short? Yeah. Think of Goldman Sachs when they're selling their products, and then they knew they had a problem, so they wouldn't make a market in their products until they created a position where they were protected. That's what the banks are doing right now. Seriously. And so my whole thing is, like, I don't have any animosity to anyone group, but sort of, I believe not in what people say, but what they do. And they're saying don't do this, but then they are doing exactly what they're telling you not to do. And so, I don't know. I think that the entire, I feel like I have a tinfoil hat here on, but like I was a banker before, and I can tell you the whole system is rigged, and it's about to blow up. It's going to blow up in the next 5 years. I'm totally convinced that we can talk about that as well as one. I don't care who you vote for, but it's so important that you vote. That's what gives you power, and that's how we get things done, because the more people that vote, the politicians start to listen, and they'll listen to you. Okay. Ralph, did you want to introduce yourself in like a minute or less? Because this is not a political thing.
Hi there. My name is Ralph Kaisers, and I'm going to have the honor of obviously working and hoping to work with Ken Sim as a city councillor.
We have a three-step process. So the first step was we had to pass a motion at City Hall, explore making Vancouver a Bitcoin city. If it was any other topic, it'd be, of course. It was incredibly difficult to get that one passed. Like, it was really close. So we have our vote. It's going to come to council in May, and the report's going to come out. And it's either going to be a good report, and we're going to vote on it, or it's going to be a report that's factually incorrect. at which point I'll file an amendment and we'll vote on that.